On September 19th, Sony has dropped the bomb announcing that they too are bringing back classic gaming with their own style in the form of the PlayStation Classic. Hello gamers, this is Eddie from the Gamers Next Door, and in this video we're going to showcase our favorite games for the PS1 era. Let's get started. Following the huge success of the NES and SNES Classic Mini, Sony just announced their own mini version, the PlayStation Classic. The PlayStation Classic is a similar replica of the original PlayStation. The system will be 45% smaller with an HDMI output, 2 replica controllers, no analog stick, power button, a reset button to suspend games, and the open button that will change virtual discs. 20 games are preloaded and the full list was officially announced. Some people already are talking about very important games that are not in the list, but we at the Gamers Next Door have our own list of favorite PS1 games. Some of them even made it to the official list. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Castlevania Symphony of the Night personally is the best Castlevania game that I ever played. This game has a memorable soundtrack, great graphics, and RPG elements. This game holds until this day, and I hope Konami makes a remastered version one day. Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot is the PlayStation mascot. I will never forget how Sony did their marketing around Crash and really took a chance against the mighty Nintendo. Crash is still an icon until this day and is one of my favorite platform games ever. Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 is the best Resident Evil game from the PS1 era and one of the best in the series. Resident Evil 2 gives Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield bigger-than-life personalities. Each character has unique branching paths and stories. I can't wait for the remastered version. Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII for most of us is the most memorable game in the Final Fantasy series. The story was great and emotional. All this combined with an amazing score and larger-than-life main characters make Final Fantasy VII one of the best RPGs of all time. Spyro the Dragon. Spyro the Dragon really means a lot to me. It was one of the first 2 games I ever owned for the console. I had seen a commercial about it and I asked for it to be a Christmas gift. This game brings back tons of memories of me and my friends and family members playing in my room rescuing elder dragons. Silent Hill. Silent Hill was the game that my buddy and I used to stay up late playing, trying to figure out how in the world we're supposed to solve the puzzles. Don't get me wrong, the game was extremely spooky, so the horror elements always brought us some precious memories. Xenogears. Xenogears was an extremely mature title. Not saying it was violent, but it took a lot to really understand what it was about. The game was packed with amazing anime cutscenes and awesome robot battles. It was an RPG turn-based, but the story was absolutely phenomenal. Tomb Raider. The original Tomb Raiders were all regarded as classics, but we'll just talk about the one that started it all. This one actually brought the family together as we would sit and watch my uncle play through the game. Mega Man 8. This was the very first Mega Man game I ever played and beat. I remember constantly trying to figure out the order to defeat the bosses in, and I actually got some wrong, but I still pushed through. This is one game I actually cherish, and I'm grateful this is how I was introduced to Mega Man. Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid is the best Metal Gear game in the series. Crazy story, amazing score, the best cast of characters, and the amazing cinematic story that only Hideo Kojima can do. This game is synonymous with PlayStation 1 and is so good that I guarantee it will blow your mind when you play it for the first time. There's plenty more, but these are just a few of our favorite games from the PlayStation 1 era. The PlayStation Classic launches December 3rd and Sony just announced a complete list that comes with the system. A lot of people think that Sony dropped the ball a little with this lineup of games. What do you guys think? I think they have a licensing problem, and some games like Gran Turismo, for example, is actually a licensing nightmare. Now we have to dream about the other big rumor, the N64 Mini. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to the Sandbox for more amazing videos from creators like us. This is Eddie from the Gamers Next Door signing out, and as always, happy gaming.
PlayStation